Welcome to your source for research, innovation, news, insights, and commentary. This is your Research Business Daily Report, where we're sponsored today and this week by the market research event, the #1 insights event in this world. And it's coming October 21st to 23rd to Nashville. Top story today, advertiser opinions about Facebook are apparently evolving. That according to an Advertising Age study of 1,200 advertisers. Almost 3/4 of the respondents say they are advertising on Facebook now, which is interesting because that number was 62% in January 2012 and 54% in June 2012. And yes, you heard correctly. There was a dip last year as apprehension grew about the usefulness of Facebook advertising. What may be more important, according to analyst Mark Mahaney of RBC, is that marketers' return on investment from Facebook has been improving throughout 2013. That will signal stable advertising growth for this social media service moving forward. Next, recently we spoke with Jeff Henning about panel management software. It's an issue that he, as one of the market research marketplace's most respected tacticians, is increasingly being asked about. Jeff agreed to share some of his valuable counsel with us, and for free.
I think it's time for me to buy a panel management software system, but I'm not sure which system I should purchase. What are the questions I should be asking as I evaluate them? And so I wanted to go through some of the questions that you should ask. Some of the basic questions are, because each panel management software system prices differently, some price by number of users who log in, some price by how big the panel itself is, if you have 1,000 panelists or 10,000, some by the number of surveys that are taken. So those become key questions for you to ask when you're comparing systems. So you need to know how many panelists, potential survey respondents, are you going to have in the system? How many survey respondents do you think you're going to collect over the course of a year? And how many different people in your organization are going to be logging into the panel system to create surveys, create reports, analyze? Another key question that affects pricing is, do you want it to be hosted on someone else's website, which tends to be cheaper, it's an annual price, or do you want it installed on your own servers? There's fewer vendors that do that, it's more expensive. The other thing you need to think about are integration issues, how you're going to tie it in with other systems. If you're going to have dozens or hundreds of people logging into your panel management system from your organization, you'll want to think about single sign-on, which tends to be a little more work from your IT department and cost a little more. Do you want to empanel people from your CRM system? So it's going to require integration with your CRM system. When you're recruiting them from across the internet, if you're doing consumer research, do you want them to be able to sign up with Facebook, and that way you'll get the information they've entered into Facebook as the start of the profile of them. And then panel membership is something else to think about. Do you want members of the panel to be able to talk with one another in community forums? Some platforms do that, some don't. Do you want to some help from the panel company to assist you in recruiting new panelists? So if you're building a sort of a blind panel of people you don't have a relationship with who use your category, you might need help there. Depending on the relationship with panelists, you need to think about incentive management. Are they just going to be taking the surveys because they have a good relationship with your brand? Are they going to be taking your surveys for points, for drawings, for prizes, for cash, in the case of hard-to-reach groups like doctors and IT professionals? So those are some of the things you need to think about. And then lastly, questionnaire functionality. All the systems offer you great questionnaire design these days. Some of the things to think about where they do differ is, do they offer choice exercises like conjoin or max diff? Not everybody does. Do they support gamification exercises? That tends to be a new trend in questionnaire platforms. And how well can their surveys be taken on mobile devices?
Jeff, what are some of the top names, in the panel software business?
Well, there's the company that I founded, Vovisi, which is now part of Verint. There's Confirmit has a great panel system. Survey Analytics has a panel system. Those are some of the leaders. I'm Jeffrey Henning, and my 2 minutes are up.
Thanks, Jeff, for your time, consideration, and attention. That's your Research Business Daily Report, sponsored by the Market Research Event, the #1 insights event in the world. It's coming October 21st to 23rd to Nashville. You can save 20% of your admission costs by clicking on the link in the content box, which is directly beneath today's video. Have a great research day, a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you right back here on Monday.